Are you a professional bettor or just playing for fun? Regardless, if you want to bet and would like to know the statistically realistic odds without the juice, the bookmaker's profit margin, then Real Odds Football is the right tool for you. Do you prefer seeing the probability of winning in person instead of just great odds to realistically assess your chances? Then give Real Odds Football a try. Or do you simply want to impress your friends with a realistic prediction of all possible outcomes of your favorite team's matches? With Real Odds Football, you have the perfect tool on your smartphone for all major platforms, and the best part, no subscription required, no user data collected or sold, and no affiliate links or dependencies on any bookmaker. Note, this app does not allow placing bets, nor does it provide links or referrals to gambling. Real Odds Football remains an independent tool for those who love sports, statistics and risk-taking without increasing the profits of bookmakers. Let's take a look at this marvel. What's it all about? The primary purpose of calculating realistic fair odds using the Poisson distribution function is to identify opportunities where one can gain an advantage over a bookmaker. This advantage arises when the bookmaker's odds are higher than the statistically probability based on sports data alone. If the odds for a particular type of bet at the bookmaker are higher than those in the app, it means the bookmaker perceives the likelihood of the bet winning to be lower than it actually is statistically, and thus pays out more in winnings than they need to. Professionals take advantage of this and only bet on such value bets. Softbookers, in particular, often misjudge, as they rely not only on their immense profit margins but also on the weighting of bets by the bettors themselves, which often miss the mark with big names. How does the app work? Here's a brief overview of the main features. On the welcome screen, input the details of the match you want to bet on. Either select the teams from a drop-down menu or enter the necessary data manually. Click the Start button to initiate the calculation. In the quick window, the most probable match results is displayed, and there's an option to calculate the odds and probability for other match results quickly. In the main results window, you'll find the odds and probabilities for the most popular bet types such as 1x2, goals, XX scores, or handicap bets. Under the Service tab, you can also access current league tables from over 40 leagues and odds from bookmakers. There's no commercial connection to these providers whatsoever. Additionally, you'll find the terms and conditions, disclaimer, and further information on privacy. The data input. The necessary data for calculations, namely the team names, current match days, and goals scored up to that point, can be selected directly from the drop-down menu or for popular leagues and teams. By clicking the button next to the league drop-down menu, you can update the league, then select the desired one and choose the corresponding teams in the lower menus. These are usually arranged according to the current league standings. All necessary data is automatically inserted via a data interface. For example, if you want to select two teams from different leagues for the Champions League, this is easily possible. After selecting the home team, click the Refresh button and select the other league and team. The two teams and their correct data will be entered in the lower area. To spare users a subscription, commercial data interfaces have not been integrated so far. Certain match pairings must be entered manually. For convenience, there are links in the input screen to the standings of popular football leagues worldwide. You can either copy the data or open an external page with the information. In addition to the team names required for calculation, the current match day of the team, which may also vary, and the number of goals scored up to that point must be entered. Goals scored by opponents do not matter in the calculation. Once this data is entered, the average values or goals rates will appear to the left of the input fields. You can then adjust the potential advantage or disadvantage for the home team by up to 15% plus or minus, based on the available information. This judgment should be made according to the professional judgment of the bettor. Reasons for a disadvantage could include, for example, the absence of a top striker or key player, a winning streak by the opponent, a losing streak by the home team, or other factors. Another option for fine-tuning the calculation basis is to consider only specific match days, such as the last 10, or only data from the respective home or away table. This flexibility sets real odds football apart from bookmakers' odds, which are often relatively rigid and tend to follow betting trends rather than real circumstances. Especially in smaller leagues, such as the Polish second division, less effort is made by bookmakers to constantly update the sporting and structural influencing factors. Real odds football can provide many advantages here. Once everything is set, click the Start button, and the calculation of more than 300 individual data points per match begins. In the quick window, you'll see at a glance which result is most likely. You can also quickly determine the odds and chances for the specific outcomes. Additionally, there's a function to convert odds to probabilities in percent and vice versa. In the main results screen, you'll find statistics for all common bet formats offered by bookmakers, as always presented as odds and specific chances of winning. Especially in single bets on specific results or combination, value bets are often found, so it's worth searching. However, for those who don't plan to do that, this is also an important source of information for statistically correctly determined winning chances. The buttons in the footer serve different display options and scrolling behavior. In the service section of the app, you'll find current league standings from many leagues worldwide, as well as current matches and odds from various providers who offer their data for free. These can only give an approximate indication. Many details can be found on the extensive Helpdesk. To access it, you may need to allow the app to open external links in the browser of your smartphone or tablet. Here are some small tips that concern finding value bets more than the app itself. First, especially in small leagues with low betting turnover but strong and secure favorite teams, you'll often find value bets. The second tip: in big leagues, there's often a bias in favor of favorite teams, especially in games where they're expected to win. The bias occurs due to the high betting volume and the psychological effect of over-betting. Therefore, there are often worthwhile value bets to be found, such as the so-called home underdog bet, which you should look for deliberately. For those seeking further professional tips and example bets, I recommend my books, The 30 Secret Tips of Professional Bettors, available in print and ebook formats in German on Amazon. It's linked below in the info section. If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Thank you for watching and purchasing our app. Don't forget, football betting is gambling. If you have problems with it, you should stay away and seek professional help. Bye bye.